Hello everybody, welcome in to the Heckle-Cast Recap show here exclusively on YouTube. This is Tory, and that's Timmy.
Yes.
What's up, Timmy? How are you?
I'm good,
You
and
good?
I'm ready to see some sports.
I'm ready to see some sports. I'm ready to talk about some sports. So hey, why don't you get us started here?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about some Colonel cross country. We're going to talk about Colonel football. We're going to talk about also volleyball and soccer that's coming up. So Timmy, get us started with Colonel cross country, please.
So Colonel's Cross Country is coming home on the 30th at 8 a.m. at Nicholls Farm.
Correct.
But their previous race was definitely one to talk about against LSU.
Of all teams.
And a couple of top D1 talent who would go face LSU was at that match. And both sides, our men and women, only lost to LSU, which means we placed second. Girls raced a 5K, which is about 3 miles. Boys raced a 6K, which about 4 miles. So we had about 3 miles and about 4-ish miles, 5.5. And you got a freshman taking place for both boys and girls. The freshmen really came to play. Freshman Cassidy came in 7th overall in the whole race with a time of 18:29 for her 5K. We had 3 to place in the top 20 for women, 2 in the top 10. But our third one to come in was Kaylin. Another one to come in was Maria. Maria came in 10th. Kaylin came in 18th. And now Kaylin had a time of 20:20. Cassidy had a time of 18:29, which makes our top 3 gap about 2 minutes. Now, when it comes to cross country, you want those gaps to be tight. And if your top 3 is coming in at 2 minutes, that could pose some difficulty when it comes to really crowded races, because placement is everything, and you're going to have teams coming in who can hit those times as well. Now, 5 are your main scores, top 5. 6 and 7 are normally your backups. So for your top 3 to place in the top 20 is really good. But for that gap itself to be 2 minutes, that might not be the same case when it comes to major races. But conference is a little bit smaller. I ran cross country my freshman year. So conference is only the teams in the conference, including us, Southeastern, HCU, and all of them. So it's a smaller race. You could possibly get away with this, but it's not a good gap to have.
All right.
Boys, on the other hand, had 4 to place in the top 20. Starting off with Lucas with a time of 19:15. He placed 13th. Now, 19:15 for a 6K, whereas the last one to come in the top 20 was William Bellino, and he came in 20th, right at 20th with a time of 20:11. That makes the top 4 gap between Lucas, Avery Morgan, Gorian, and William Bellino about a minute. Now that is solid, because you only need that one extra person to come in. One more person and that scoring is over for you. You have your set amount unless you're tied with someone and you need that 6th and 7th person. Now, that's definitely something to come in now. Tori, what did you want to say about Coach's comments?
Hey, Coach Stephanie Slakus, right?
Sleekus.
I'm gonna get it. We did exactly what we wanted to do. We had our top 2 on each side, mix it up in top 10 and 15. That was our big goal, to run with LSU up front the best we could. She also shared her views on what the team has to do to prepare for the next race. She says consistency. We have some key workouts coming up, and we have to trust that our fitness will continue to pan out. We have a really special team because they won it every week, so it's very exciting. They're also bringing on some good D1 teams who I don't know who they are because They don't have them yet.
We don't have the teams
listed.
for the Invitational.
But they are ready to put on a show at their home Invitational at the Nicholls Forum Saturday, September 30th at 8 a.m. Timmy, let's talk about volleyball.
All right.
Volleyball, the day we're recording it today, home opener against HCU, beginning of conference play, and guess who we get to see? Number 15, Autumn Perry. She is really, and I mean really, putting on a show out there. If you've seen her highlights, ladies and gentlemen, you can tell she may be like a junior or a senior. No, this girl is a freshman.
5'10".
5'10" freshman out of Texas.
She has blocks. She has kills. She has aces. Now, for those of you who don't know what an ace is when you score on the serve, which means they don't return the ball. There's no volley where the ball keeps going back and forth. An ace is when you serve it and they don't return it.
And she has 13 of them.
13.
In a few games.
That's an unlucky number.
Great. How so?
13. October 13th. Speaking of which, October will have a 13th this year.
October Friday?
Friday, the October 13th.
Okay.
If a month starts on a Sunday, there's going to be 15th.
Alright, so she also has 86 kills, ranking third in digs with 75 and 20 blocks. Trinity Venza leads the team with digs and 89. She has the second most kills with 69. The red and gray is also anchored by a pair of middle blockers who have Paris Dixon, leads with blocks in 28, and senior Jahala Bowden, 21 blocks. Gabrielle Barth, sophomore, also has 88 digs.
Now, it's going to be really interesting to see how this team plays at home, because so far their season is not shaping out to be the best that it could be.
They're coming into this game 2-8, coming off of a three-match losing streak, including 2 matches against Louisiana and Prairie View A&M in Lafayette, Louisiana.
HCU is 5-7.
HCU comes at 5-7. They come fresh out of a 3-1 victory at Tulane on September 16th. Their squad is led by Audrey Pierce, who has a team high 51 blocks and 109 kills. Wow. Wow. Cassidy Jorapella leads the unit with 123 kills, and Sarah Arroyo has registered 98 kills. Man, these teams. They're there.
We're double digits, but they're all hitting
triple digits.
So it's going to be really important that we communicate. That was one big problem we had last year with our team and our coach. It wasn't very communicative out there. There was no communication between the girls, and now we're looking at facing one of the top teams in the conference.
They're the top team on defense in the Southern Conference, who is recording a .197 opponent hitting percentage and third in blocks with 97.
I'm curious with Southeastern's.
There's nothing with Southeastern.
No. Okay.
You're thinking of Northwestern.
So we're looking at HCU.
Northwestern
5-7. Northwestern is 5-7. McNeese is 3-11. But
right.
One in the Southland Conference. So one of those wins was Southland. So we have a tough couple opponents coming up because it's all conference. We're starting conference play with HCU today here, and we have Southeastern on the 28th here. But between those we face Northwestern. We face. I also think
McNeese.
We face McNeese as well. So
these are the next 3 games at home.
No, away. Northwestern's away right after. We play HCU here, and then we go face Northwestern at Northwestern.
Do we? Oh, yeah, we do.
No,
we don't. Hold on. No, because the Northwest... Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, we hit the road against Northwestern and McNeese. Okay, my bad. All right, so, hey, let's talk about my general knowledge sport, football here. We're both going to be at the game.
Against Tulane.
The Green Wave. They were in the top 25 for what? Good 2 weeks? After beating Caleb Williams and USC in the 2022 Cotton Bowl.
They were in the top 25 until Ole Miss took them out.
Yeah, Ole Miss
but they lost their quarterback in that game.
Michael Pratt.
Could have gone differently.
He is still questionable to play against Nicholls, and I'm very curious to see if he's gonna play because I feel like if he doesn't play, we have a shot. Because I feel like this team is kind of centered around Michael Pratt. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get what you're saying. It feels like that, but we don't know how good their backup could be.
We don't.
We don't know.
We only saw him for 1 game.
We don't know what he's got. There have been a ton of backup QBs to step into a game and shine. Brock Purdy, for instance, third string QB or something, came in, and
he played at Iowa State, but was pretty good.
Yeah, it's like freaking Tom Brady.
Oh, I saw his glimpses. Okay,
so,
yeah, Tom Brady, the 6th round pick out of Michigan. I get that. Yeah.
So we don't know what the backup can hold, but we also don't know if our defense can keep up with their offense.
Correct.
Our defense sort of got torched by Sacramento State in at least the third and fourth quarter.
And our defense
really
absolutely got manhandled by TCU.
TCU.
That was to be expected, though.
And TCU and Tulane are, I feel like, same playing field. They were top 25.
TCU went to the national championship last year. Although, we know how that ended, you know.
Is that really relevant right now?
No, it's not. I just had to bring it up.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter.
That's not relevant.
Nah.
It doesn't matter. They had a bunch of last-second wins.
This is the first time that Tulane and Nicholls match up since 2018, with the first being the Green Wave winning 42-17 at Yeoman Stadium. And Nicholls that season actually opened up the season with overtime winning Kansas. At Kansas Jayhawks.
Okay. But Tulane used to be SEC, and Tulane has held their football program.
Tulane used to be
together.
SEC?
Tulane used to be SEC.
Man. Like a long
Years
time
ago.
Long time ago.
Years ago.
Before our time. Way before our time.
Before our recollection.
Before we were even thought of. You know?
But they did used to be SEC. And they were LSU's SEC opponent in state. But now they may not be SEC, but their team is looking like it right now. Only losing to Ole Miss because of some technical difficulties.
Correct. And going to soccer now. They return home to play McNeese. They are on a 5-game losing streak right now. 4 or 5? 1, 2, 3. 4 games, my bad. Before getting the win at Texas Southern on September 3rd, the last time they were home. So can they continue the home winning streak, Timmy? What do they have to do?
They need to sub their players in and out during a game. You can't leave them out there and against the fast players. We went to the Jackson State game, which was home, and we lost that 4-1. But it started off really aggressive, and it was a sight to see. We scored the first goal, I believe, too. We scored the first goal. So we scored our one and only goal.
I think we did.
No, I think we did score I think we started the scoring because it started off really aggressive. Both teams were heading at it, and it looked like it was a game of American football out there. They were pushing, they were shoving. It was like practically tackling out there, stiff arming. It was insane to see. A lot of the girls were walking around with ice packs after. So it was a sight to see. But later on, that aggression sort of died off, and Jackson State started switching in their players.
Which is something we didn't do, which is why we didn't win. You know?
Yeah, they came out with about 3 really fast players.
You can't keep the same players up there, right? The whole game.
Jackson State came out with
what's the thought?
Jackson State came out with about 3 really fast players, and they were moving the ball, keeping it on our side, keeping it close to the goal. Our goalie was doing some work that game, but it did not look. It started getting out of hand.
Correct.
We didn't sub in. We really didn't sub at all. It's like you're missing one player's injured and can't play this season, medically redshirted. And that's Avery, who's one of your top strikers, but you have your whole other team to play with, and you have some top talent who we have seen before in her previous years, and that's Kinga. Kinga's pretty good. Kinga's good, and she's not out there a lot.
So she's only had 1 goal this season, and that was against...
penalty kick.
Yeah.
Penalty kick. Now, so why aren't you playing some of these players? They have experience, they have talent, but they're not getting playing time. And I understand coach knows the team. He sees them at practice.
Right.
He understands what's what. I get that. But there are some players who we've seen previously that we're not seeing. You're starting a young team. You're one of your oldest out there. I think you got like a couple juniors, one senior. So one of your oldest captains out there you got is Corey, and she's always throwing in the ball whenever it goes out of bounds, but they stay more on our side of the field. Your strikers, on the other hand, are some new faces, and I understand that, but we probably should start working in some other experienced players and getting them in there, getting your younger ones some rest, getting your fast ones some rest, and kind of switching in defense.
We will see. Let's move gears to the national sports here. College football top 25, week number 4, Associated Press top 25. Here's how it's going to go. We got number 1 Georgia against UAB.
Huh. Oh, that's a gimme game.
Cupcake for Georgia.
Why does Georgia keep
But then we also thought that the cupcake game we thought South Carolina was going to be a cupcake game. You saw how that ended up. They almost lost that.
South Carolina.
They almost beat Georgia.
But South Carolina is SEC.
Right, but they
South
are
Carolina's SEC.
They are nowhere near prime position to beat Georgia.
No, but neither is UAB. UAB is nowhere near prime position to beat South Carolina.
Yeah,
UAB didn't even have a football program for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I know because my mom went there. She was talking about it. So my mom went. My mom's from Alabama.
Okay.
But go Tigers over Alabama. So.
Yeah.
So it's like, so UAB hardly has much of a football program to begin with. Georgia should take that, and if they don't,
then this is gonna be the talk of the town.
This is gonna be who cares.
We're gonna post a.
Who cares how Tulane Nicholls turns out? If UAB beats Georgia. If UAB beats Georgia, who cares how Tulane Nicholls happened?
Doesn't.
We're going after.
Number 2 Michigan faces Rutgers. It's another cupcake game for Michigan.
Rutgers.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, yeah. Number 3 Texas at Baylor. They really took
number 3 now. Texas
is number 3.
They really jumped after the Alabama win.
Absolutely.
They really.
Well, they were number 4 last week, and they jumped over to number 3. But that Baylor game, I don't know who they were playing. The Texas Tech. It was like really, really close.
It was Oregon and Texas Tech.
Okay.
That was 38-30.
Who was Baylor playing?
Look it up. Look it up real quick.
Trip.
Because I don't remember who Baylor was playing.
Utah. It was week 2. Utah.
20-13.
Yeah.
And Utah drops 12.
All right. Continuing. Florida State and Clemson. That's a good game. That's a really good rivalry game.
Clemson hasn't had much since Trevor Lawrence left.
No.
They really haven't.
No. And they let Duke beat them.
And Florida State's...
You see where Duke's ranked now, huh?
Florida State's honestly pretty stacked.
See where Duke's ranked now, huh?
18.
And where's Clemson? Nowhere to be found.
And Clemson's not ranked.
No. Florida State win?
Florida State's going.
Number 5 USC at Arizona State. USC, Caleb Williams. Are we really gonna debate about that?
I don't even know anybody on Arizona State. So...
I only know that Billy Napier used to coach Arizona State.
Alright. Ohio State versus Notre Dame.
That's gonna be a good game.
6 versus 9.
That's gonna be a good game.
6 versus 9.
You don't gotta repeat it again. That's gonna be a good game.
Oh, I'm gonna repeat it again until I hear it's like something else. So
I'm not saying it.
Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Who's gonna win that game? You know what? Give me a little curveball. Give me Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman winning that game.
Ohio State has won
by a field goal. By a field goal.
Ohio State has won their past meetings against Notre Dame, though.
Correct.
So,
but this Marcus Freeman led Notre Dame team.
Notre Dame's got a new look.
Have you seen Notre Dame games this year? They are blowing out opponents left and right.
That's gonna be one to watch.
I mean, Ohio State they scored 23 points against Indiana? No. Give me Notre Dame.
Penn State versus Iowa.
Another top 25 game.
But 7 versus 24.
7 versus 24. Penn State and Iowa. Yeah, Penn State.
Penn State has it by terms of ranking.
Correct.
But I don't know much about what Iowa has to offer in terms of players.
We'll see. We will see. Number 8, Washington and Cal. Washington.
Washington's the only one ranked out of those two.
Right. This next game is going to be very, very, very interesting. You ready? Number 10, Oregon, and number 19, Colorado. Game of the week. Game of the year. You got Bo Nix going up against Shedeur Sanders. You got whoever, the Buffalo going up against the Duck.
Now, normally a Buffalo versus a Duck
is not good.
However, Oregon did kind of scrape a win against Texas Tech.
And Notre Dame and Colorado has been lights out this year. Deion Sanders has really flipped that program. Shedeur Sanders, him bringing him in,
but I think
really flipped that program.
But I think if Oregon were to play TCU, Oregon would win. So Oregon versus Colorado, and Colorado going up against when they're a real matchup right now.
This is like a big matchup for, and if Colorado wins this, they're proving themselves.
But if Oregon wins this,
then Oregon wins this,
they stop the hype train.
They stop the hype train whenever Colorado loses, the hype train stops. Okay, I'll promise you that. But I can see a world where Colorado wins this game. Not much, but I can see a world where Colorado wins this game. Very close.
I think Bo Nix with the experience on hand.
Yeah.
Bo Nix has experience.
Right. And that's another thing. You got experience from Bo Nix.
You've got a decent receivers.
Correct.
Good running back. Your defense is solid. Because your defense was able to take a pick 6 against Texas Tech in the final minute when Texas Tech was driving to possibly win the game. Your defense came through.
And we have breaking news, and we're going to get to that in a second.
So I think Oregon's defense has shown more of a consistency and steady hand that Colorado is going to have their work cut out for them. Oregon might take it.
We got breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, right as we are going in. Trayvon Diggs is out for the season. Cowboys defensive back Trayvon Diggs is out for the season.
Well, I guess you're not winning the Super Bowl now.
And MRI has already confirmed it. He tore his ACL in practice today. Very, very. I did not just hear about this.
You should have saved that for the NFL.
I know, but you gotta bring it up. We're gonna discuss it when we get back to Cowboy. But yeah, Trayvon Diggs done for the season. Another casualty in the NFL.
I guess hell hasn't frozen over yet.
Nope. All
right.
Is it still your year? Is it still their year? Is it still
They
there?
won 2 games and lost one of their defenders.
Yeah. Injuries have, and we're gonna get back to that, but injuries have really.
Utah versus
debunked.
UCLA.
Yeah. So let's get back to college, and then we'll get back into NFL. Utah and UCLA.
Number 11 versus number 22.
Correct. I've seen enough of Utah to want to say Utah's going to win this game. See, if it was
I don't really know what either one has to offer.
No. I'm just going to go with the higher ranked team right here.
All right.
Number 12, LSU and Arkansas.
Okay.
Battle of the Boot.
So, Arkansas is 2-1. LSU is 2-1, but 1 in conference. Arkansas has had pretty much cupcake games their whole season. So, they've pretty much only had cupcake games. Don't really think they've faced a true opponent yet. LSU is going to be their first real true opponent, and with the way we kind of handled business against Mississippi State, Arkansas is coming to us in Death Valley at 6 p.m.
Saturday nights in Death Valley with Chris Fowler.
Is that an Eastern time or Central time?
That is an Eastern time.
Okay, so 6 p.m. Central time.
In Death Valley. Nope, I lie. No, it's not. Is that at home?
LSU's at home.
Why is it not saying that?
because they put the ranked teams
Okay,
first.
okay.
They put the ranked teams
I got
first.
you.
and
So
then-
Arkansas had LSU.
So yeah, 6 p.m. Tiger Stadium in Death Valley.
That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a really good one.
I think
Chris
that-
Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, Molly Rowe on the sideline.
Be roasting your pigs at the barbecue.
Hog
Outside.
fights.
Everyone either roasts some pig or when we play Florida, they roast gators. So
There ain't gonna be no Qube tonight. No.
cook something.
Number 13, Alabama, and number 15, Ole Miss. We want to say Ole
Ole
Miss
Miss!
so bad.
I'm saying Ole
But-
Miss. I'm saying Ole Miss.
You gotta look at it as,
I'm not saying a
from
but.
professional.
I'm not saying a but. I'm saying Ole Miss because Alabama, you went through 3 quarterbacks, and
They can't find
who proved anything? No. Ole Miss has a solid team. They had a solid team last season and nearly beat you when you weren't switching through your bag of tricks for quarterbacks. So
Is Jalen Milroe even starting this game?
I'm
or
saying
no?
Ole Miss is going to ruin Alabama's day and season.
Oh yeah, because like
Because
two.
you barely came out of a cupcake game with a win. Like, who's South Florida? And apparently Alabama knows who South Florida is. And you lost to Texas, which, to be fair, Texas has come on strong when after not being looked at as an SEC team. And when they said they were coming to join, everyone was making fun of them. SEC stewards had them in bandages. SEC roll call was like, who's this? So Texas has put their crap together and got their head in the game to play SEC football.
Okay, so Jalen Milroe is starting Saturday.
So
Does that change your perspective on this game?
Ole Miss doesn't change my perspective.
I'm gonna go
You
with-
may have your quarterback back, but if Ole Miss takes him down, are you gonna be switching to your back trick skin?
I don't know. Number 14, Oregon State, and number 21, Washington State. Give me Oregon State. Give me DJ Ugalagi. Ugalagi.
Don't pronounce the name if you can.
Ukulele.
I didn't know.
Like a bow wow.
Okay, that's enough out of you.
Number 16, Oklahoma and Cincinnati. Spencer Rattler, sir. Spencer Rattler, Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Number 17, North Carolina and Pitt. Give me Mac Brown's North Carolina Tar Heels here. North Carolina has been surprising this year. Very, very surprising.
Some of these are no question. Next.
Yeah. Duke and UConn. Boy, that'd be a really good basketball matchup. But
No, that
that'd be a really good basketball matchup. But in this one, you got the number 18 Duke Bulldogs. Sorry, Blue Devils. And that's who's gonna win it, Duke. Number 20, Miami and Temple. Get the chain gang out. Get the chain gang out. Give me the M. Give me the U. Give me the U. Temple. Give me the U. Miami. Number 23, Tennessee versus UTSA. Can Tennessee bounce back?
Yeah, Tennessee's still ranked.
Can
somehow.
Tennessee bounce back?
And
I think they
UTSA,
can.
what, the Roadrunners?
The Roadrunners.
Roadrunners, UTSA Roadrunners.
I think Tennessee's gonna road
You
run.
got a good cross country team, but they don't play football.
I think they're gonna road run UTSA. Number 25, Florida, who beat Tennessee in Charlotte.
Florida. I'm taking Florida. They have one of the Etienne brothers,
Trevor and Tim.
and they took down
Travis
Tennessee.
Etienne,
They
sorry.
took down.
Yeah, Travis. Trevor. Yeah, Trevor. Trevor's in the NFL.
At
Okay.
Jacksonville, actually, and they talk all the time.
So let's get back to this breaking news real quick. We're
But
just
we
gonna.
get to talk about Jacksonville versus
No.
the Chiefs last season.
No, we're not.
Last week.
No, we're not talking about last week. We're gonna get to this breaking news real quick. Cowboys. I want your
What's the Cowboys' record right now?
Cowboys record is 2-0.
Who are they
However,
playing? They're
reports just came out less than about 10 minutes ago. Cowboys All-Pro cornerback Trayvon Diggs is out for the season after suffering a torn ACL at practice today on 101 non-contact drills. It was a clean tear. It was a clean tear.
That's
What's your thoughts about this? That's a big loss right there for the Cowboys.
It is a very big loss. However, the Cowboys have the Cardinals next.
Correct.
So, I don't think you're going to have to worry about it for this game. I think you're going to take the Cardinals.
I think coming up for future games,
But
you're
it's
really going to feel the impact of this.
Your next major opponent. Yeah, it's like when you hit. Who's in their conference?
See, you got Philadelphia, you got the Giants, and then you got the Commanders.
Not having one of your top defenders out there when you face Philly.
Yeah.
Is gonna
Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith you're facing. Yeah.
You're probably gonna lose to them twice.
Yeah.
You've also got the Giants one more time, and even though you beat them, you blew them out. So losing one top defender after a blowout, I don't think you're gonna have to worry about them. To be honest, not the second game. If you beat them that handedly, you lost to one defender.
Correct.
Now, if you lose anybody else, that'll be a different story.
Correct. Let's get back to the Giants real quick. Giants are actually playing tonight against 49ers for tonight football.
Oh,
Giants and 49ers, the
40.
Giants, the Cardinals blew a 20-something point lead last week. And the Giants came back to win 31-28.
But the 49ers aren't going to make that mistake.
No, they
the
won't.
49ers,
give me the 49ers all the way.
Top defense. One of the top offenses.
That's my fantasy defense right there. Yeah.
The Saints would have their work cut out for them in the postseason.
I don't want to face them in the postseason. Let me be real.
I
don't want to face them.
They're making postseason though.
Both of our teams are making postseason. But I don't want to meet San Francisco. Let San Francisco lose before we get to them, please.
Who do you plan on them facing?
Not the Lions. Give me the Lions.
You want the Lions?
I want the Lions.
Okay. Lions versus 49ers.
No.
That would be one.
No. I don't want the Lions. Give me. Just give me the Lions. Yeah, give me the Lions. Yeah. It'll be easier road to the Super Bowl, Let's get to Sunday's slate of games. Colts, Ravens. You got?
Ravens. The Ravens are strong this year.
I got the Ravens.
They have all their team healthy. So the Ravens will take the Colts.
Correct.
The Colts are still shaky.
Anthony Richardson still in concussion protocol to this day. Johnson,
protocol?
Yeah, he's in concussion protocol.
You don't have a quarterback anymore, Indy.
Whoops.
Good luck.
They don't have a quarterback right now, but
who?
I don't know.
Who?
Matt Ryan. No, Matt Ryan retired.
So who?
Yeah, good question.
Who
is there?
Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third.
We don't know. Maybe Anthony Richardson can start this week. Who knows?
Even with Anthony Richardson, the Colts are still shaky. Tulane, Baltimore is gonna go through their defense.
Okay, I don't know who their quarterback is.
All right,
I don't feel
so
like
let's move on.
Correct. Ravens. Give me the Ravens. All right. Titans, Browns. The Browns have been very, very consistent this year. However, last week,
who'd they lose to?
No, they lost Nick Chubb for the season, possibly forever.
Who'd they lose to?
They lost to the Steelers.
Steelers are solid. No.
Now, the big thing about it, you don't have Nick Chubb no more. You brought in Kareem Hunt back. You have Jerome Ford. I still see a point where the Browns win this game. The Browns win this game, but honestly, losing Nick Chubb is a big blow. Very, very big blow.
Big blow to your offense, true, but you still have Watson.
The way that injury went down, I don't think that man can play football ever again.
Okay.
Have you seen the injury?
I have not seen it.
Don't. It was absolutely brutal.
I've been really busy. I haven't seen it. But the Browns.
Give me the Browns.
I still think the Browns have if the Saints were able to pull it off, I think the Browns were. Now, who did the Titans beat last week?
Chargers.
I
think.
If they beat the Chargers,
I think
this might be a different story. Because the Saints were miraculously pulled that off, to be honest. Just look up who did the Titans beat last week.
I don't feel like it. Even though I could probably do this. Hold on. Titans, Chargers, yes. Alright, so let's go back to week 3.
So the Titans beat the Chargers?
Titans beat the Chargers.
Then this is a different story.
But I still have the Browns winning. Falcons, Lions.
I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to turn out like another Saints game. It's going to be field goal, or touchdown.
As much as I love the Lions this season, give me Atlanta. I hate to say it. Give me Atlanta. What you got? Bijan is a beast, bro. Who you got?
Who did the Lions lose to? Is the
Seattle in overtime.
Ooh. I think the Lions could bounce back. Because the Lions are one of the top teams in the NFC.
I mean, the Falcons going 3-0. That's the only time I'll ever say that. Keep their 3 points. Probably go 3-14 on the season.
Nah, Saints will take them down when we face them.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Saints Packers.
Packers.
Jordan Love, however, I'm gonna pick the Saints just because we've been very consistent. Besides our offensive line, we've been very consistent. We did lose Jamal Williams for about 3 weeks. Marcus May is suspended 3 games. You still have excuse me. You still have Alvin Kamara, who's out for 1 more game.
This game.
This game.
Last game out.
So you have Kendrick Miller and you have Tony Jones as your running backs right now.
Now, Tony Jones really showed up.
Tony Jones is my favorite guy.
They mixed up Tony Jones and
that's why I was really
Taysom
excited.
Hill.
Yeah.
Tony Jones and Taysom Hill were going back and forth in
Correct.
the last quarter of the game.
Correct.
I think if Carr can put it together, kind of work out how to deal with his offensive line problems, and maneuver out of the pocket, maybe let Hill throw a few when he's back there to keep the defense off balance, because if you run it with him every single time, you're not going to get away with that against Green Bay's defense. You won't get away with that. So you can't just put him back there. The defense will pin their ears back and go, ha. So Carr's got to maneuver. Offensive line has to hold.
He's been looking really good.
He's been looking really good. Our receivers have been really keeping us in the game.
Michael Thomas is still here. I like that.
Our receivers have been keeping us in the game on offense. Olave, Thomas, Rashid. Rashid took the abundance of catches last week, or like most of the
good ones. It's a big fantasy pickup.
Olave took most of them against Tennessee. Thomas is here.
Thomas is like in the middle of everything.
They're doubling him.
Because they're like scared of him.
They're keeping Thomas under wraps.
No.
I bet Green Bay would do the same thing.
Probably so, because you got Jair Alexander.
But that gives you our tight end. That gives you our Olave. That gives you Rashid. So, find your open receivers. Throw the ball well. Don't throw it to the other team.
Let's get to Texans, Jaguars, and AFC South showdown. I mean, the Jaguars, Texans are just historically bad.
Jaguars struggled last week.
But they were playing Kansas City. They kept them to 19 points.
But that wasn't
They kept them to 19 points.
But that wasn't why they struggled. They didn't struggle because they were playing Mahomes and Kansas City. Because Kansas City also struggled really bad. There were miscues on both sides with offensive line, false starts. One of the snaps went past the quarterback for both sides. Jaguars defense picked off Mahomes like 3 times. So it wasn't just because they were playing in Kansas City that they were struggling. They were struggling communication-wise and all of that. Now the Texans are worse, so Jaguars will still take it. But they were struggling to communicate with each other, struggling to get everything in ready and set. So even Kansas City was struggling. It looked like 2 high school teams going at it, to be honest. Yeah. And they're 2 of the top teams. So if the Jaguars do something like that, can the Texans capitalize though?
Let me laugh real quick at this next game because I hate Sean Payton so much. Dolphins are gonna win this game.
Broncos versus Dolphins.
Suck, bro. Hey, Sean Payton, good try, buddy, but this is not gonna work out. Next.
Russell Wilson is done. Russell Wilson is.
He thought he had that win.
Aaron Rodgers.
But he remembers. You gotta remember, the refs follow him everywhere, bro.
Aaron Rodgers is out, and most likely done with football. Russell Wilson.
Talking about.
Hold on. I'm coming back to that, but I want to mention that
Why are we talking about Aaron Rodgers here?
Because I want to mention that Aaron Rodgers is done and out,
Correct.
and Russell Wilson is like from the same.
He's just
set.
washed up.
He's from the same set.
He had glimpses. He had glimpses last week, but he
not
just...
last year though. No. Last year was
last
Bronco
year.
Country. Let's ride.
Let's die.
Bronco Country, let's die. And Sean Payton took over a sinking ship.
Yeah, that was bad.
So either take Russell Wilson out.
Can he build that ship out? We don't know. Look what he did in New Orleans. That's the only glimmer of hope you have if he can do that again.
He had prime Breeze.
Correct.
You have watched up Wilson.
Correct.
So you have Wilson, who's been in the league for years, same as Rodgers. Rodgers is probably done and out. Russell Wilson should probably take his leave because that was the same thing as like Big Ben and all these other great quarterbacks. Friggin' Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, they're all out. Russell Wilson's still trying to do something. Smith is still trying to do something, but doing a little better with it. So, some of these quarterbacks still have it, some of them don't. And Wilson used to be a huge scrambler and really fun to use in Madden. Now he's probably got half his speed, half his accuracy.
We have the only battle of 0-2 teams this week. One of these teams are getting the win. It's Chargers and the Vikings.
Chargers, yeah.
I
think because Vikings, you got lucky last year. You got on QB. Yeah, but this year it's not shaping up for you.
Patriots and Jets. Bills and Commanders? Do we even ask that? We're actually going to debate this one because the Commanders have shown some good stuff this year. All right, let me wash my mouth.
New name, new team.
The Bills. They are 1-1, but they are one of the best teams in the NFL.
Supposed to be.
But
also the Chiefs are 1-1. The Jags are 1-1.
Yeah, you gotta remember that.
So a lot of the best teams are 1-1, and a lot of the are historically bad teams are 2-0, or Jets are 1-1.
Does it shock you that the Commanders are 2-0 right now? How long is it gonna last?
Who have they played?
They've played.
That's a good question. Because haven't they played wrong? So you're going back to week 2? Because I think they played Cleveland.
They played Broncos last week.
Okay, so that was a pretty easy one.
And then they played the Cardinals week 1.
So they've had 2 easy wins. 2 pretty...
No, they had to earn that win against
the Broncos.
Yeah.
But they had 2... Cardinals were frankly an easy win. So you had kind of 2 decent wins, but I think the Bills would be one of your first real tests, kind of like Colorado versus Oregon. So it's gonna be fun to watch either the Commanders hold out and win, or it's gonna be fun to watch the Bills beat them senseless.
Correct. Let's get to Bryce Young's busted Panthers and the Seahawks.
Geno Smith.
Give it to Seahawks. Bryce Young is a bust. Bryce Young is absolutely
because if their defense, if the Seahawks defense historically with the Legion
Shaq Thomas is out for the season. Shaq Thompson out for the season. Yeah, give me the Seahawks.
Yeah.
No doubt. Next. We've already talked about Cowboys and Cardinals, so
give me the Cowboys.
Yeah.
This might be one of your last wins of the season.
Yeah.
But if losing your top defender,
or still Michael Parsons,
or prove me
wrong. Michael Parsons.
Prove me, or you could prove us wrong.
Yeah. Hey,
Cowboys
fans,
maybe
this is your chance. This is your chance. This
Don't give 'em
season,
hope.
right here, right now.
Don't give them hope yet.
I'm not trying to, but I gotta
Don't
address
give 'em hope yet.
I gotta address the elephant in the room, okay?
Lance, we're looking at you.
Ooh,
Lance, are you?
Abe
gotta let us
Washington
know.
and the Student Union, we're looking at you, brother. Anyway,
Bears and Chiefs.
Bears and Chiefs. Give me Bears. No, wait,
Yeah,
what?
you
No,
right.
give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. What was I about to say?
The Bills were a couple of games ago.
Yeah,
I think that's
no.
what you were about to say.
I think so.
But I think Mahomes.
Give me the Chiefs.
I think Mahomes is going to shape up because the second half against Jaguars, that was a little more Mahomes and Chiefs, and definitely showed Kelsey's back. So their second half was good. Just carry that forward, and the Bears are going down.
Steelers and Raiders.
This would be a fun one to watch, but if the Steelers got manhandled by San Francisco week 1,
You can thank their defense for that.
yeah, but I mean, Steelers defense didn't do crap. But so the Raiders, though, who is the Raiders QB?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh. Okay, pick it. What you got?
Who you got for that game?
I think the Steelers could do something.
Yeah.
Because if the Steelers were able to come back against the Browns and stuff like this, or it's gonna be a fun. It's either gonna be a torturous one or a fun one.
We have a Monday night doubleheader coming up here. The Eagles and the Buccaneers, 2-0 teams.
Eagles.
Yeah, give me the Eagles.
Eagles are.
Give me the Eagles. And then the Rams and the Bengals, rematch of Super Bowl 56. Joe Burrow-less, maybe? They are starting 0-2 right now. Is there time to panic, or do we wait it out?
Well, to be fair, most teams aren't starting out that well. So, I would say the Rams would take it.
I think so.
Because they still have Stanford. They still have Stafford. They
And
still
yeah,
have-
and you know, Joe Burrow's still hurting his calf. He re-aggravated it.
So I'd say don't even play him. Just take the lump, move on. Because if you injure him later on in the season,
It's not
or
going to
you
be nice.
if you take him out, when you get to those Chiefs, Bills, and later on in the season,
Yep.
you're going down. You need Burrow healthy. Because you need Burrow, Chase. You need that duo. You
Right.
need your Mixon. You need your defense. So I say take your lump and move on a winning streak like you did, last season, 2 seasons ago.
Right.
So,
Well, Timmy, that's it, man. We're going to go do some volleyball action later, and you'll be seeing that soon as well. You should be watching this or that. I don't know. You'll have it both.
once
Soon.
it's posted.
You'll have it soon.
Once it's posted,
if you're seeing this, it's been posted. Congratulations. But hey, my name's Tory,
I'm Timmy.
and hey, we are Team Hecklers. Scott couldn't be with us today. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to mention that.
And sorry for the delay.
Yeah, the delay.
It's been
It's been a
insane.
little hectic. But we're here. We're working it, and we hope you enjoy this. We hope you subscribe, and if you don't stop trying to stop the recording, I will keep it on here for as long as I want to. But hey, we hope you see us. Like and subscribe if you want it. Subscribe if you want more. Give us some feedback. Tell us what we're doing wrong. Tell us what we're doing right. Just be fun with us, you know. Not too fun. Anyway. Alright, for the next time, I'm Tori, that's Timmy. Peace.
Peace.